Hi there, my name is Henry Tenby. I'm the author of the Aircraft Display Model Collector, Investor, and Appraisal Guide, and I'd like to welcome you to this edition of Model Moment, where we talk about all things related to the collecting of classic, vintage airline travel agent display models. Let's get on with the show. And by the way, in the upper right-hand corner is a link to this book in case you're interested. Well, hello, my name is Henry Tenby, and I'd like to welcome you back to another edition of Model Moment, and I've got quite an interesting model to share with you here. There's a lot of history on this model, and some of you probably already know what this is. It is a Líneas Aéreas Nacionales, South America, or SA, LANSA Peru, Lockheed Electra. This model is 1/50th scale, it's metal, and it is original. There's quite a story which involves Eastern Airlines and the fate of this particular airplane. And as a collector of display models, when you can find a model that has a great backstory, it's really something. So yeah, as you can see, the color scheme is very similar to Eastern Airlines. I'll give you a little bit of history on LANSA Peru. They started operations in 1963, and Eastern Airlines actually took an ownership stake in the company. They actually owned a third of the company during their early years. And I believe it was in the late 60s that LANSA took delivery of 4 former Eastern Airlines Lockheed Electras. So this model, I believe, is either a Lockheed factory model or it's probably a raise-up model. It could be either or, because there was a lot of exchange of models between the Lockheed model shop and raise-up. They used very similar molds. I'm not sure if they shared the molds, and their castings were quite similar. So who actually made the model? It was either the Lockheed model shop or raise-up. Nonetheless, the model was delivered to Eastern Airlines when Eastern Airlines took delivery of their Lockheed Electras. So when Eastern Airlines set up, helped the setup of LANSA and provided 4 Lockheed Electras from their fleet in the mid-60s, Eastern Airlines gave this model, supplied this model to LANSA. If you're a fan of classic airliners, I'd like to tell you about my new book, Air Travel Time Machine, Kodachrome Memories, 1942 to 1960. This book features over 600 images, spread over 300 pages. It's a hardcover book, coffee table photo book, and it takes you on a look back at air travel during the 1940s and 1950s. It is a fabulous look at air travel the way it was back in the good old days when passengers dressed up, behaved, and flew on classic airliners. I'll give you a little bit of a tour of the book. Basically, as you can see, it's very high quality print. And the images are not your standard sterile ramp shots. These pictures feature people. They show the scenery around the airport. They show people boarding airplanes. They show people engaged in travel and what it was like back in the good old days of the airlines. So this book features pictures that were taken by random travelers, and I spent the last 30 years collecting these images. These are all images which have never before been seen. So the book is organized. I'll just give you a quick showing of the contents. It's organized by year. We go from the piston era to the jet age, the start of the jet age. And the book is in limited production. I've only printed a small number of these books, and once they're sold out forever. So if this is a subject matter that you find interesting, I encourage you to check out my website, where you can find more information about how you can order the book. You might want to act before the book is sold out, as I know that this book will be something that you will be interested in. I mean, look at these beautiful images. They're just really something else, aren't they? If you'd like more information or would like to order my book, I've posted a link in the upper right-hand corner, so you can just click on that and I'd be happy to receive your order. As you can see, Eastern Airlines, somebody in their model shop or somebody in their Miami hangar facility or maintenance base painted the models, or painted this model especially for LANSA Airlines, and this person had quite a skill. They did a very nice job in modifying the Eastern color scheme this is a heavy monster, into the LANSA colors. So it's authentic. It's completely authentic. This model would have been painted probably on the occasion of the delivery of the first airplane, which I believe was in 1968. So a little bit about LANSA. LANSA had quite an interesting propliner fleet. I believe they had 9 short Connies, 4 regular Connies, and then they had 4 Electras and 4 YS-11s. So they were active from 1963 up until the early 1970s. And it was an accident with actually this airplane, Lockheed Electra. If you Google it, LANSA Flight 508, you'll read all about it. It was actually a very tragic event. This LANSA Electra, it was on Christmas Eve, 1971. LANSA Flight 508 departed Lima, Peru with, I believe, 91 passengers on board. And the aircraft crashed. It was struck by lightning, and it was the largest loss of passenger life on a commercial airliner due to a lightning strike to this very day, actually. One person miraculously survived. It was a young woman, 17-year-old woman. I believe she was a German tourist, and she survived the 10,000-foot free fall into the Amazon canopy below, and she survived the fall. She spent perhaps a couple weeks trekking in the Amazon with very extensive injuries, and she survived the ordeal. And I do believe she's actually alive today. And this, it was on this aircraft, or one like this, because they did have 4 of these aircraft, that tragic event happened on Christmas Eve, 1971. It was actually that accident that led to the demise of LANSA Airlines. The company folded on just a few days after the crash. I believe it was January the 4th, 1972. LANSA ceased operations, and their aircraft, I guess, languished. Those that remained were just sitting at Lima Airport until new owners were found. But one of the Electras, it looked just like this, was the one that actually was involved in that very tragic crash of LANSA Flight 508 on Christmas Eve, 1971. So yeah, this model has quite a lot of history to it. It's in really quite nice condition. I believe the base is original. It's a plexiglass base. So I guess Eastern Airlines made this. They probably lost the original Lockheed or raise-up stand that was supplied with the model, and it's been on this stand ever since. But this model's in really quite nice condition. Tail detail painting on the tail is just by hand, but it's really quite accurate. And as I say, the color scheme is a modified Eastern Airlines color scheme. I've had this model in my collection for a short while. It's quite a hefty piece. As I say, you get quite a bicep workout by hefting this model up. It's a big, heavy hunk of metal. So it's cool, isn't it? It's a really neat model. It's just a shame that the history of what happened with one of these aircraft. But when you find a model that does tell a story, it speaks to the past, it speaks to the history of airlines and airliners, it's something really quite nice to share. So I thought I'd make this video just to basically showcase this model and show it to you guys. Maybe you have one of these as well. I don't know how many of these models would have been made when LANSA took delivery of their aircraft from Eastern Airlines. Maybe it's just this one, maybe it's a handful, I don't know. But at least this one has survived through to this day in really quite nice shape. And it was, Eastern Airlines owned 33% of LANSA. And I think they took the ownership stake in about 1964, and it lasted for perhaps a couple of years. And then maybe after they divested themselves of the ownership stake, they still maintained technical liaison with LANSA, through the late 60s and into the early 1970s. But the airplane crashed through no fault of the aircraft. It was simply controlled flight into adverse weather conditions, And the accident report says that pilots should have turned around. They should have not flown into such adverse weather, but they did. They were under pressure because it was pre-Christmas. It was New Year's Eve. People had to get to, I think it was, where were they going? I think they were going to Iquitos in the northeast part of Peru. So yeah, it was a northeast trek out of Lima up to Iquitos, and the airplane never made it. So the accident report did say that it is believed that probably 10 people actually survived the breakup of the aircraft and survived the fall to the ground into the canopy, but only, as I say, only one woman, a 17-year-old woman, a German woman, actually survived and lived to tell the story. And I believe movies have been made about this particular accident, this LANSA Flight 508. So there you go. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Look forward to your comments, obviously. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, perhaps you could hit that subscribe button, and definitely look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye. Hi there, my name is Henry Tenby, and I'd like to tell you about my brand new book. It's called From Lodestars to Jets, and it's the most image-heavy, comprehensive, it's the most extensive history on Air Canada, Trans-Canada Airlines that has ever been published in the annals of aviation history. The book is absolutely loaded with images, that many of which have never been seen before. Let's have a look at the pages, and then you can decide if this book deserves a spot on your bookshelf. I'm going to give you a little bit of a tour of the book. Isn't that gorgeous? It is printed on 105 GSM paper, so it's super high quality paper. It is absolutely loaded with images. As I say, there are approximately 600 images, just under 300 pages. Many of these images have never been seen before. And the stories that are within these pages, many of them have long been forgotten. And it is information that is absolutely fascinating relating to engineering and fleet planning and fleet development issues at Trans-Canada Airlines. Look at that Viscount wing structure design, feathering system. We've got a section on the Bristol Freighter, some face changes around TCA engineering, and then sections on the Connie. Models make moolah, of course, for you aircraft model fans. Whole sections on the Connie North Star. There we go. Engineering Department, 1950. Fabulous shot taken at, where's this? Cartierville. Absolutely gorgeous. And this will take you back to the good old days of Trans-Canada Airlines. As I say, I believe this is the most comprehensive history on Trans-Canada, Avro jetliner, that's right. Trans-Canada Airlines is instrumental in the development of this aircraft. Of course, up to the jet age, the introduction of service to the DC-8s, and other airplanes that were considered by TCA at the time. This is not the same old Air Canada history that we've seen many times over the decades. This is all brand new information, brand new stories. I've posted a link in the upper right-hand corner of this video that'll take you to the book information and order page. Also, I should point out that time is of the essence. Limited production on these books. Once they're sold out, they're probably sold out forever. And I hope you will enjoy the book as much as I enjoyed putting it together. Thank you very much.